Welcome back to Shemsuniverse. So today, guys, we're going to discuss the Pisces rising slash ascendant sign. So when Pisces comes in this position, guys, this really means that you're an intuitive person, very much can be psychic, and this is a very high vibration sign to have, especially in the rising sign position. So this is my final rising slash ascendant sign video. So for this chapter, guys, please let me know after this video if you guys have any more questions regarding any of the zodiac signs, just because I am going to be moving back on to numerology for quite a while. So please let me know if you guys have any questions whatsoever, because this is a project in the making. I have other sequences to go through, so I am going to be moving quite along into more in depth into numerology going forward. So with Pisces, guys, this simply means, if you have it as your rising sign, to give you guys a little recap to start off with, your sun sign is your conscious brain, moon sign, subconscious brain, your emotional responses. This is how you yourself interpret the world now through your rising sign. Your moon and sun sign, like the parents, your anima, animus, and then this is like the child that actually goes out into the world, the bird that leaves the nest, and then experiences the world. So this is the first impression people get of you, and this is also how you're going to actually deal with the world, the strategies and the way in which you'll do it. So a lot of times people will find that your rising sign is more indicative of you than even your sun or moon. So when you have Pisces here, this means that you have the life of what they would call a chameleon in a lot of blogs and different sites that I've looked up with Pisces. And what this means is that you have a very changeable nature. This is a water sign, right? So you guys are able to really change into whatever your environment constitutes of. So if you're in a cynical environment, you'll become cynical. If you're in a soft-spoken environment, be soft-spoken. You're in an aggressive environment, you'll be aggressive. And the list would go on. So this is good if you want to be an actor or orator or something like that. However, this is a bad thing because you're not actually finding yourself. You're not going into the deepest essence of who you are and actually realizing that I'm a person and I need to actually be the most authentic version of myself. And at times, because your vibration is so high, this is very hard to find. When we get more into chakras and things like that, this will start to make a lot more sense, because the Pisces is associated a lot with the seventh chakra, which is the highest chakra you can have. It's the crown at the top of our head. And this doesn't really go with the whole ideology of male, female, and the duality that our physical realm constitutes of. It just goes with what is. So Pisces is a sign that makes you become very much whatever your environment is, and just goes with that and becomes it. So what you have to find out is what would actually make you happy. So even if you are in one of those negative environments, you need to figure out what actually is going to make you happy. Is it the opposite of that environment, or do you want more of it? If you want more of whatever you're in, then of course become your environment, become the characters that you look up to. But if you find yourself getting negative results, you're in a negative feedback loop, you're not having the relations that you want, you're not making the money that you want, you don't have the right type of friends around you, then you need to find your authentic self. It doesn't mean you're going to act like somebody else. You need to actually find out who you are. This can be done through prayer, meditation, different breathing exercises, practicing mindfulness, maybe even seeing a therapist. Any of these things can be very beneficial to you once you're able to actually understand that you need to find your authentic self, and that authentic self is going to be the bridge between you having a successful life or you just having a mediocre, unsuccessful life. So you need to actually take this very, very seriously. The Pisces is considered, like I said, the very highest vibration, and it's very, very spiritual. So if you're actually able to understand mind over matter, understand that your personality is your personal reality, you're going to get an archetypal persona that's actually going to work for your current reality. So we're going to go more into that right now. So to start off, with family and relations, guys, when you have family relations with Pisces, what this means is if it's your rising sign, you just become exactly like what your family is, or you do your best to not become like it. So if you're around like a repressive mother or father, whether you're a man or a woman, you end up trying to not be like that oppressive person or that critical person, but in turn, because of your natural persona, you end up becoming just like them as a counteraction, if that makes sense. It sounds very paradoxical, but a lot of people that see abuse and see those type of things at a young age end up becoming exactly like the thing that they hate the most, which is very unfortunate. So just make sure with your family and relations that you actually gauge and measure things for what they actually are, interpret them and see them. You guys are very intuitive. You guys can feel people around you. That's another version of being psychic, is just the ability to feel other people's emotions without them having to tell you. That's an enhanced empathy that you guys have. When you understand that, you understand that you need to have certain vibrations around you to achieve success. If you have the wrong vibrations around you, you're not going to achieve the correct success that you actually want. And that's a very key component to your success, is that you want to put yourself in a group of people that are actually going to have the same type of purpose as you. And if it's not the same type of purpose, at least be on the same vibration and keeping things positive. So when it comes to family, just understand that your family can either be a great detriment or they can be your greatest ally, depending on what their vibration is. With friends and intimate relations, just make sure that you are keeping things nice and cordial. You aren't taking out your emotional sort of tides on them. Make sure that those fluctuations can kind of remain neutral by practicing things like yoga, exercise, stretching, the mindfulness exercises, breathing. All of these things will come into, I guess, more so practice, especially when you're dealing with friends and also with anybody that you're dealing with intimately, just because you want to make sure that you're not taking some psychological baggage from your family relations or from your past and bring it to your future. And this is very, very important, because this is a very important sign when it comes to having an emotional perspective. You guys see the world from an emotional lens, so just make sure that you're not using that emotional lens in a negative way. When it comes to career occupation, this is where things get very fun. You guys are able to do anything creative, artistic. Any of the 64 arts are available to you guys. And particularly things like writing, anything to do with oratory skills, music, dancing, all of these things come under what you guys can do. Because you guys can blend and become any character you want, even better than Geminis can, surprisingly. You guys can also be like actors as well. This is a very good one. Actors, actresses, just because you guys can become any character. So if you want to just make a profession out of it, then go ahead and do that. They are all high-paying jobs. For you guys, the monetary is not the same as actually having an emotional fulfillment. It's not the same equivalence whatsoever. You guys need that emotional fulfillment with your career occupation in order to actually feel satisfied with your life. If you just are doing a job that's high paying, you still will see that you are very unhappy. So that saying of making sure that your emotional whims, your passion is found, is very, very paramount to your success. So my concluding, I guess, statement here would be: make sure that you find the correct purpose. Make sure that you have a grounded purpose that's going to make sure you're not just getting swung around by the tides of your own emotions, and that you can actually find a nice center, a nice vision that you can go towards each and every day. Once you're able to find that, you'll actually in turn have a lot happier of a life, and you'll be able to actually meditate and go through each day with more mindfulness, knowing that you're going towards something of more importance than yourself. Your purpose may not be like what I would recommend for like a Leo or a Scorpio, where it's going to be like individual power compensation through politics or money. This may be something where it's like you're making a legacy, making a change for a lot of people, whether it be your family, your community, your country, or the world in itself. It may be a charitable thing, it may be philanthropic. It could be very different, but it's going to be very much bigger than yourself. This is very similar to the numerology number 9, and it just brings forth that need for having a purpose that is outside of one's body. This is a very spiritual sign, so understand that your purpose is not necessarily going to be a selfish one. It's going to be one that is going to probably benefit you, yes, but it's going to benefit other people as a whole as well. And the only way you can get to that ultimate purpose, that whim that you guys want so bad, that fantasy, is to actually have the right means first. Have your financial means put in order. Have your family and friends that are actually going to be beneficial to you. Have the correct relations and networking skills. Have the proper sense of identity. All of these things that I've brought up in this video are steps to get to that ultimate purpose. Once you're able to do that, you're going to find success. If you guys did enjoy this video, please leave a like. Aside from that, guys, I'll be back tomorrow with numerology. We're going to get back into it. Peace.